What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Formula One True North, the Canadian Formula One podcast. Back here, week 2, the boys, Thomas, Ed, Drew, I'm Walker. And where we're going to start? We're going to start with the driver market. We're going to start with Red Bull, because I know we were thinking, it's early, season hasn't started yet. What the fuck are you talking about? We're going to go back to last season because it was confusing at Red Bull which direction they were going to go. It was Yuki. It was Liam. Who else was in that?
Checo was still in the mix.
Checo. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Checo. Yeah, he was actually
still
driving.
in the mix.
He was here. He had a contract.
Danny Rick. He was also in the
Danny
mix.
Rick.
Yeah.
Ended up with Lawson, and I still think they fucked up, but my opinion, let's talk about that. Pardon?
I said good and keep it.
Good and keep it. Wow. We got a Lawson
Spicy,
fan over
eh?
there.
Spicy right now.
Wow.
Jesus.
Elaborate on that.
You said Lawson was a mistake, basically, right?
100%.
I don't think he was a mistake. I think from what we have seen, from the little amount of time we have seen, I think he is the right move. He has that, for the lack of a better term, spiciness to him. He has that passion, that drive, that fire.
He has that hair.
He has that hair.
He has that hair.
And he does not have a punchable face out of all.
Arguable.
No, I honestly think he was a good choice compared to other drivers. Yes, I'm sad Yuki didn't get a seat, but if I had to choose between Yuki and Lawson, I'm edging more towards Lawson just because I see.
Sounds like you are.
Yeah. There's more.
Ed got it.
We all got it. There's more maturity I see in Lawson, and I see him as a overall better driver. So I don't think they made a mistake.
All right, I'm going to pick up on that. I think they made the best decision with the shitty situation they put themselves in. I think that they weren't looking far enough down, and I don't know whether it's true, but I think that Christian Horner had some sort of hard-on for Checo far longer than he should have. I think when Checo came back in 2024 and didn't perform early days, I guess early he did, but for the majority of that season, he should have been planning that exit. And do I think that switching drivers, halfway through a season, whatever, I've seen them work in their benefit. So, why wouldn't you test out somebody like Liam Lawson if that was going to be your play, more into the season? And why wouldn't you start building up that secondary roster, right, from the F2 boys and stuff, and start to get that filled up? Because then you see Colapinto get snapped up, Behrman gets snapped up, Kimi Antonelli gets snapped up. Everyone started getting snapped up, and I just think they started playing that game way too late. And to your point, I think Liam Lawson was the natural choice, but that wasn't the best choice. It was just the shitstorm they left themselves
It's what
in.
they had.
Yeah.
At that point. I agree. It's Lawson has been this song that you just want to forget about because it's he's not I don't know, for me he's when he replaced Danny Rick, great, but still not to the extent that he's a fantastic driver, or he's going to make some changes, or he's going to take Red Bull, VCarb, or any of those teams to to Graceland and be able to win championships or win races.
But he's still a rookie.
Yeah, I know. He's a rookie twice. Rookie for 2 seasons. And still nothing great. I mean, I would immediately snatch up and bring Yuki into the Red Bull team instead of him. Reason behind it is that you put Lawson in. At that point, if Yuki decides that he's going to take whatever he can get for 2025, they've lost him already, because at that point they already have Lawson up in the Red Bull team and not with the Racing Bulls anymore. And he may or may not leave Red Bull family, like what you said last week, that this might be Yuki's final year in the Red Bull family or in the Red Bull team.
Mm-hmm.
May it be Red Bull or Racing Bulls. I mean, I the way I would have played it, put Yuki with Red Bull, keep Hadjar and
Lawson
and Racing Bulls.
Yeah.
And if Yuki messes up, bring Lawson up, bring Yuki down.
I think that's too much, though. Like, I think that's too much swapping. Like, I think if they're going to go for, like, a bit of a, short, medium-term solution, I don't know if that was the play either. But to your point, Thomas, I think that the frickin' frack that Yuki Tsunoda and Lawson had, they were fighting over this Red Bull seat. And, like, I'm with you on that. Like, I think there was some fire in them, that kind of, that spiciness you were talking about, right? And I would love to see him take that spiciness to Max. Like, he's obviously not the same caliber driver, especially at this early stage in his career. But you need somebody who has that. Yeah. And that's what Red Bull wants. Red Bull wants that fire. And, like, you saw that right away. And then when Colapinto and him and, with him and Colapinto getting at it, and, like, man, that rookie team throughout the grid is going to be incredible this year. Like, the fights that these young bucks are going to have is going to be awesome. And I'm absolutely here for it.
I think, you guys brought up the spice. I think the spice is easy to sustain over a few races. And when you're fighting for a seat, when you're trying to prove yourself, maintaining that spice for an entire season.
That takes, dedication.
Of, like, grind, especially a 24 race season, whatever it is this year, when you're on the road for 10 months, like, that's completely different. Right. And I think that's where he's most untested. Right. It's his endurance to be competitive and to race. And just going back to Red Bull in general, I feel like one of their strengths used to be, like, their farm system.
Yes.
Right? They used to have, like, a stable of young drivers coming up through karting, through the Formula Series. And I feel like they have none of that now.
Correct.
And I don't know where that fell apart.
They grabbed the kids early.
They
were starting to get them at, like, 11, 12 years old in the carts. Like, you're 100% right.
So, and I don't know what happened to that. Because right now, that pipeline seems pretty dry.
Yes.
Right? If they don't have Liam and they don't have Yuki, like, who do they have in their development program? I don't know. I'm asking the question. Like, this isn't rhetorical.
Well, they've been brought up already. Like,
well,
Hadjar's
sure, but Hadjar's a good scoop.
Yeah,
Hadjar's a good scoop.
Yeah.
But that's it. You're right. Like, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
They need to develop. They probably have, like, a good 1 or 2 years to develop the talent to be brought up into their driver's academy, or even just, like, be part of their academy. And then you have another, 2 to 3 years to develop into F2, F3, and possibly even F1. So, yeah, there's nothing in the driver pool right now. And in the event, let's say, touch wood, Isaac Hadjar gets into an accident, Max Verstappen gets into an accident, that's it. That is your season for both the Racing Bulls and Red Bull. They don't have anyone else to replace. That's going to be a superstar, or yet even just, like, a very competitive driver.
I want to talk about the elephant named Max in the room.
Mm-hmm.
We're assuming that Max is sticking around. His contract's to 28, but, like, if you listen to anything on any social platform, anywhere,
Newey in his eyes, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, Andy's got money on the table. Apparently big dollars with a B. Big dollars.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, like, money talks. Obviously, the car has to be quick. He wants to pick a winning team. What do I see the strategy play out? I think if anything crazy is going to happen, Max is going to stick around this year. He's going to stick around next year. Maybe he takes a year off, but I think he wants to see, because he signed to 2028 at Red Bull, right? I think he wants to see who comes out in that 2026 season under the new regs as the front runner. Because, like, naturally, one of the teams always just hits the new regs running. Mm-hmm. And, we had a Mercedes, then you had it with Red Bull. We don't know what that next one's going to be like. Maybe it is Aston. Maybe that $1 billion contract, whatever. Even if it's not $1 billion, the fact that we're talking about it means that this is more than just speculation. Like, there's some things on the table there. And obviously, Mercedes has been after him for a long, long time too. And if maybe they have the magic sauce for that 2026 regs. And I think that, until that part gets sorted out, Max is going to stick around at Red Bull until then. But, like, who's to say, especially with his past and, like, his sim racing and outside racing and all that other stuff, being a new dad, he might not take a sabbatical for a year. It's been done. It could be done again. And if anyone's going to do it, Max could do it.
Just he has every right to do it.
Take 2026 off. He's obviously here for 2025. Take 2026 off. But the whole overarching point of this whole story is that, like, we're assuming Max is sticking around at Red Bull. If he doesn't and takes that year off or jumps ship, is Lawson running that team? Do you know what I
fucking
mean?
question, yeah.
That's like, so.
Poor succession planning.
Correct.
There we go. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens beyond, to your point, 2025, 2026. But I don't think any of us seem particularly convinced that Liam is the answer. Or am I wrong? You are.
Do I think that he's the answer for the future? I want to see him be, to someone that takes the lead and takes a team up. Do I see him in this point in time? No. I think he needs to develop, learn, grow, gain more skills. So to all of your points, if Max leaves, they're SOL essentially. I don't know what would
what
happen.
he has to do? He just has to fucking survive one season as Max Verstappen's teammate without being completely broken.
Correct. Which is tough.
Which is hard.
We've seen Albon break. We've seen Pierre Gasly break. We've seen them break.
Signs break early.
Break,
all these guys, they've come back around and they kind of put themselves back together again. But Jesus Christ, that is a hard seat to be successful in.
I think Lawson was the better pick over Yuki, to summarize that up. Because I'm trying to think about it even after you said that. I'm like, I can see Lawson holding up better than Yuki.
To be fair, Yuki would probably crack pretty fast.
Correct.
He would not.
He's emotionally unstable already.
Yeah.
And Max is not his driving partner. So, I'm with you.
And just to compound on that, too, Lawson has been passed over multiple times. It's not just last season.
Yeah.
It's the previous season with De Vries, Ricardo getting injured. He was brought in. And then the following year, thinking that he would actually have a seat, no seat.
They bring Ricardo back.
Ricardo does not do it.
And they kept him in.
They kept him in.
They kept him in.
And here's the one thing, too. Lawson, prior to Formula One, he was in DTM, and he was Alex Albon's teammate. And he was taking Alex Albon to school in DTM. If you guys follow that. He has the makings of a leader. But it is something that we should take into consideration that he is going to be teammates with Max. And who knows what that is going to do to him. What will it break his spirit, or will it, harden him?
To add a little bit, I don't think it'll break his spirit. I think he's going to learn from Max. I think, from what I see, he has that strong personality, and I don't think he's going to be easily broken. Will he have his frustrating days and bad days? Of course. Max has those too. But I think it's going to be the bad days are going to make him grow, and he's going to feed off them. Essentially, that's what's going to fire him up, and he's going to perform. That's what I see.
Sure. We'll see. You brought up the rookies. Let's touch on the rookies.
Ooh, let's touch the rookies.
I just did a quick count. 6 rookies on the grid.
Yeah.
Almost a third of the grid.
Yeah.
That's a lot of inexperience around.
That first corner in Melbourne's going to be hectic. Hectic.
And that's going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just Melbourne. It's going to be
every single race.
Every single race. Turn 1 is going to be fantastic.
Especially if you have guys like Kimi who are maybe in more competitive cars.
Yes. Thinking they have a shot.
Thinking they have a shot, starting near the front of the grid, right? Or, at least the front half.
Yeah.
I want to get your takes on the overall quality of racing that we're going to see.
In what sense?
Any sense you like, because I think it's going to be
your 6 cents, bro. Fuck hell.
In any sense, because here's my take on it. I think it's going to be extremely entertaining. Yes. I think these guys are going to be fighting. I think they're not going to know the limits, and they're going to go over it multiple times. And the collateral damage that's going to be absorbed into that is going to be consequential when you look at other teams and championships and standings and things like that. So I think it's
getting crashed into and taken out of the race before.
Exactly. Or, going around doing a hard pass or something like that, and then pulling a Max Verstappen and just going into the side of him, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be absolute mayhem. And I think it's going to be great for us. I think it's going to be stressful as fuck for guys like Hamilton and Sainz and even Russell and people who
all the ones who aren't the rookies.
All the ones who are the rookies, exactly. The other whatever it is.
It's also
14
going to be
already.
stressful for the teams, the ones that have those rookies, because
Yeah.
it's money is one, but we as fans, I think we're going to get a lot of entertainment value, and just from basically what we all spoke, I think there's going to be. I can almost guarantee you a crash within the first corner, and there's going to be safety cars and yellows and reds. I'm looking forward to that. I
Mylander
hope
is
no
going to
one.
have like the year of his career.
For sure.
He's going to have so much track time. He's going to be
Yes.
out there
For
fucking
sure.
running laps.
Going through rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm excited. I think, we spoke about it last season, and obviously it's one of the big points of this season is that, like, we do have a lot of rookies on the grid. I think there's rookies with a little more experience than others. You got guys like Behrman, and I'd say Kimmy's probably not on that list, but like Lawson, if you want to count him as a rookie. Some of these young guys have a little bit more experience, and I think that's going to help that little bit more. But once these guys, let's call it 6-7 races in, get that kind of up to scratch, they're going to be aggressive because they're all starting at that same 0 mark.
Yeah.
Right? As like the rookies. And like, yeah, they have their team pairing or their partner, but all the rookies are going to be fighting as if this is everything for them. Right? And every racer should.
Which in a sense it is, though. They're new rookies. They're going to try to prove themselves.
yeah.
But I think that there's rookies that need to prove themselves more. Like, I think Lawson, like Hadjar, need to prove themselves more than Colapinto and Behrman and Antonelli, right? So, like, I think that there's even a hierarchy within the rookie system, because, like, when you have a team like Mercedes, who's been preaching everything about Antonelli, and Ferrari preaching everything about Behrman, and him end up going to Haas or whatever, the farm team, I think they have less to lose. Where I think a Hadjar, Jack Doohan, who we haven't mentioned very much, but like those guys have way more to prove, way more. Lawson got the seat at Red Bull. He's got I guess he's got more to prove, but like
way more but less. So
yeah,
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah.
He's got more to prove, but he's got more to lose.
Yeah.
Maybe. Actually, I take that back. Does not make sense. They all have a lot of shit to lose.
Yeah, they got
I'm gonna
everything to
retract
lose.
that
Let's get real.
statement.
Yeah.
I don't know. For
Go
me,
ahead.
the way I would see it is I would break it up exactly what we talked about last episode, wherein you have your top 4 teams, and then
The rest.
then you have top 4 teams. When rookie versus rookie, you're looking at Antonelli and Lawson.
Yes.
Those are the only 2.
Yes.
I think where the excitement is going to be is in the back marker teams, in the
Yes.
midstream teams, because everything is going to be there. That's where all the crashes are going to be.
Yes.
And oh my God.
And leftover points, essentially.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those points
So
are
the
very-
battle, I think, for next season, the battle to watch is not the top teams, but more the midstream teams and the bottom teams, because that's where all the scrappiness are going to come out of.
Yes.
So here's a question then. Looking at those back, the second half of the teams, I want to look at someone like Williams.
Yeah.
Back marker team, 2 experienced drivers.
Yes.
Do they have more to gain being in that position and being surrounded by all these rookies, or do they have more to lose by being taken up?
No, I think they have more to gain because I think that they're going to start further up on the grid. I think that their 1 lap pace is going to set them just that little bit ahead, that they're not going to have to deal with that stuff as much, right? And again, it comes down to what the cars look like, right? Because Williams has it figured out like they did last year, or a little bit more figured out, then they don't have to worry as much about Stake Sauber like they have about Haas coming up, and then Alpine stuck in there too, right? And so now we have it's going to get spicy, man.
Yeah.
It's going to get real spicy really quickly.
Honestly, I think the only team that could possibly give them a little bit more competition out of the others would be Racing Bulls. Out of everyone else. Like, I don't see Alpine getting out of the hole that they created for themselves in terms of like their engineering prowess and how fast their cars can be, because it's not, and it's super heavy. Haas is still, developing, and you have Ollie Behrman and our favorite Ocon, who might crash into his teammate. And then
That's going to be so interesting. That
Oh,
team
yeah.
dynamic
Yeah.
is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be ridiculous.
Yeah, so the way I see it is Williams will be leading. Hadjar, possibly even Steak Sauber will be third out of that one. So Williams,
Racing Bulls.
Racing Bulls, and Steak Sauber, because you have Hulkenberg and the previous F2 champion Bortoletto.
No love for Haas, huh?
I don't know, Ocon.
Ocon, just Ocon. Okay, so let's stick with the drivers then. Who is on the shortest leash? Rookies, experienced drivers.
Lawson.
Lawson, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Doohan.
We talked about this last episode.
I think Doohan's like. I think they just signed him a week early before they realized they had a chance at Colapinto.
Colapinto,
Yeah. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck. How much do we have to pay this guy not to race for us next year? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's gonna be quick, man.
Yeah.
Shaved head and all.
Shaved head and all.
Yeah.
Mercedes, Antonelli. I think he's going to be on the
course
short
you
Short
do.
leash?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, no, because he
He's
wants
Toto's
Of
kid.
course you
he
do.
wants
Of course
Bottas
you do.
in there.
Ah.
He would put him on the shortest leash. I think he has the most leash. I think he has the most leash because Toto believes in this kid for whatever reason. He sees something no one else does, or I guess some other people do. But like, I think he has the most leash, man.
There
to
is
be honest,
zero world in where Kimmy gets pulled. Like he's
That's
gonna
what I
have
mean.
to like fuck
He's got
Susie or
three-
something like that.
Yes,
He's gonna have to like do
yeah,
something
yes.
absolutely terrible
Yeah,
and not tell Toto first.
and not.
yeah.
because
not
coming
ask for
from Toto,
permission.
like for him, Kimmy is like not just Kimmy with what he has, but that's compounded with the regret that he could have had Max Verstappen before. Like Max Verstappen was another driver that he wanted to get
Yeah.
for Mercedes, and he missed out on that one. So
Sure.
now he has Kimmy. He's like, he's gonna grab onto that kid
And
and,
hold
make
it,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I don't think that. I think
Bottas.
no, not that.
Okay,
it's
okay.
actually
I'd like to
interesting
hear
that you
this.
all brought that up, but no. I think Toto put so much effort and praise into this kid, and God forbid I'm wrong, but what if he turns out to be like Checo, and
For sure. That's
is
always a possibility.
absolutely trash
It's
and
first
doesn't
year,
perform?
Checo wasn't always trash.
I agree.
Yeah.
Checo earned that seat in the hardest way possible.
He earned it, but then he just
Correct.
jumped off the hill.
Yeah, then he fucking
Or cliff, yeah.
torpedoed it.
So-
Fair enough, but within the context of like who has the shortest leash
This
in
season.
this season,
Yeah.
I don't see where Kimmy has any leash.
Yeah, I don't think he has a
he's
leash.
fucking running free in the dog park,
Yeah.
like, just doing his thing.
I see it differently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, so
Because he's got sunglasses on. He doesn't see much at all.
so you see Kimmy. So what's like the breaking point for him then?
Yes. What would be Toto kicking Kimmy out? And Timmy.
Constantly last. I think if he doesn't perform, performance
I don't think Kimmy's
Constant
going to get
last?
last. But yeah.
close to last. I think performance wise, I think if he's
Yeah.
not going to perform, I think that's going to
You
be.
think if the gap between him and George is too big?
Yeah.
Not whether he's actually last,
Correct.
because he won't be last.
Correct.
But yeah.
I
Interesting.
mean, that's not far fetched. Like last few seasons, like we've seen Hamilton in 17th place. We've seen George,
But always
in-
finishes top 10.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean?
it's still like.
But do you think Kimmy's got the skill and the prowess to go from 17 to 10? I
too
don't.
early to say for me?
Oh my
I
god!
can't-
It's everything's always too early to say.
Which
That's
is
our job, is to make these predictions. It's
ironic
ne-
for the Oracle.
I
isn't
know,
it?
right?
Yeah.
It's
But
it's
the
too
Oracle
early to
is
tell.
dead.
It's too early to tell. Well, that's our job as F1 podcasters.
But we're not.
Just make shit up,
pundits.
man.
Yeah,
That's just what we do.
Go in confident, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I
There
don't
you,
think-
see, it's an opinion. We need
No,
that from
I
you.
don't think so.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Sure.
I think, you know what? Contrary to what you said, I think Liam has a pretty long leash
Mm.
because if it's not him,
Who else?
who do they got? Right? Going back to
Juki?
this, honestly,
Juki?
man, if they didn't, they're not going to move him up.
I don't think
There's
so.
no chance he's.
I
moving
think
up.
if Lawson crashed and hurt himself, they still wouldn't put Yuki in. Even as the reserve driver, they'd find their
Damn.
third favorite
Yeah.
option and put
That's
him in.
savage, eh?
Yeah,
they
man.
bring Sergio back. They're
Correct.
like, hey Checo,
Correct.
What are you doing,
yeah, what
bro?
do you say this weekend, bro? Actually, dude, I think, yeah, man. I think they have, I don't know what they got against Yuki. Actually, I know exactly what they got against Yuki. I just don't think he fits the Red Bull mold, but yeah. Oh, well, he's got a seat. He's going to be driving. It's interesting.
He's got a job in F1. That's
it.
more than
Us four can say.
us four can say. Exactly. I also like Doohan. I think Doohan's going to be.
Do you think so?
I think Doohan's going to be doing great.
Doing good. Wow, we had to use that one.
Doing well.
Doing well.
I don't think Colapinto's as much of a threat as you might think.
No, eh?
Shortest leash, though. I'm going to answer my own question.
I think Doohan's got a fucking extremely short leash.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a leash. I think he's just literally chained
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the freaking wall
Yeah,
at this
direct.
point.
I
link.
get
Yeah.
from doing. I get what was the American driver that got kicked out?
Sergeant
Sergeant.
vibes.
I get
Sergeant
yeah, I
vibes.
get
Yeah,
those
I'm with
vibes,
you on
yeah.
that, man. I hope he's the dark horse. There's a piece of me that's like rooting for the kid because like everyone's kind of counting him out, especially after that quit signing of Colapinto after. But yeah,
Okay. Here's my short leash selection for the year.
mm-hmm.
Going to think outside the box here. Maybe for the same reasons you thought about doing. Albon. Albon. I think he's up against a big name driver.
Mhm.
He's not top dog anymore.
Correct.
He doesn't have the luxury of having De Vries or Sargent next to him to make him look good. To your point, earlier last season, I think if he continues to shit the bed in the way that he did maybe near the end of last season with like repeated crashes, whether it's the car or whether it's him,
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
because
No
who
points
does
or no
Williams
points.
have in their back pocket?
Colapinto.
Colapinto,
Yes, and they know what he's capable of.
for better or for worse.
Yeah, but they know. Yeah, they know that he's
Yeah,
a good option. He's a good C
good.
option.
And he brings that South American money with him,
Yeah, man.
and lots of it, and that fan base.
Yes, that Brazilian fan base was real. When we saw that in Brazil, that was a very real thing.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah, I can see that. But here's the thing, though. If let's say Doohan is out, Colapinto takes his spot in
Sure.
Alpine,
Sure.
and then Albon kind of like shits the bed. They don't have a reserve driver right now for Williams. Who do you see coming in for Albon?
So
Even the driver market alone, like F2 was just like,
they're gonna have to reach into the Rolodex and find somebody. That's when they call up like
Djokovic?
Nico Hulkenberg or something, and be like, "Yo, you want your third shot? You know what I mean? You want your third shot? You want to try this again?
Danny
yeah.
Rick?
Yeah. Just for some PR? Yeah, I don't know. Because at that point, they would have to take a risk.
Yeah,
Because they have Carlos
it is tough,
booked for a
yeah.
couple of years. Is it a 1+1?
1+1, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Is it?
1+1. Yeah, because he wanted to keep his doors open too, and that was a smart play. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough call. I don't follow F2 deep enough to know what that roster looks like.
And well,
Because most of them all the good ones are already in F1 this year.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then on top of all of that, like if in any case that we get Audi to actually take that other, roster seat with the two drivers, like who's going to take those seats? I don't see anyone taking those seats either. Like what? You're going to bring in Vettel? You're going to bring in Rosberg?
I got a weird one out there. Mick.
Mick Schumacher.
Schumacher?
Yeah, he's still in the mix.
He's still somewhat in the mix.
You don't think he's going to stay in Le Mans?
I think he still wants to go to F1
Yeah.
and
Prove
have
himself.
His, yeah.
Get a second shot
Yeah.
at it. Because
Alright.
he started off with 2 left feet and ugly fucking shoes in F1. It was he just had a bad go at it. And I think he's better than what he performed in F1.
Him and De Vries.
Yeah. De Vries got a short stick too.
He did get a
Yeah,
short.
he got a
Thank
short-
you.
Yeah, he got a short
Been
stick.
saying this shit for 2 years.
Yeah, he got a short stick too. I think De Vries had something better in him. I think something spooked him, whatever happened. I think his leash was too short. I think if it was longer, you would have saw something better. Because every series he goes to, he excels. He's a driver. He's a driver's driver. And I think, like he can't go to, Formula E and win and go here and win. And like he was a winner. And he got into F1 and I think
So too
something spooked
soon.
him. Yeah, I think something spooked him and they cut the ties off real quick.
Well,
And he might have been a prick. Like that's the thing.
Might
We
have been
never.
a dick.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might know. We don't know about what happens outside of the. But like some of these guys are probably just proper assholes. You know what I mean? I'm nervous to meet Lewis Hamilton. Like the never meet your heroes thing.
Yeah.
Like I just he needs to live in my head, and that's it.
I'm not nervous at all.
I just want to wave, just acknowledge me.
Wave
just,
from a distance.
Just like look me in the eye and be like, the tight lip nod. That's
just
the
some
one.
acknowledgement.
Just that like I saw you seeing me. That's it. And I don't want a conversation. I don't even want to hear his voice.
You want nothing.
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 Nah, don't meet your heroes, man.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. Speaking of drivers, when that 11th team comes on the grid,
Oh my god.
right?
I am so excited for the gear.
If we think that like shit is diluted now when the teams are having trouble filling those spots,
Yeah.
i.e. Red Bull, you add another
2
team
drivers,
on there,
3 drivers.
3 drivers,
Yeah, man.
right? That really thins out the field in terms of potential.
Do you think they're gonna go straight Yankee with it and get like a couple of dummy sergeants? You know what I mean? just get a couple of
There's gonna be
American
one token
drivers.
for sure.
Yeah,
There's gotta
just
be
an
one
American
token.
driver.
What if they bring in Logan Sargent?
They won't?
No,
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 you
he's
can't.
No,
so
he's
gone.
had his time.
Really?
He's
Oh,
burned
okay.
that bridge.
He's in Indy, isn't he? In IndyCar?
I think so. But
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? There are probably a couple of indie guys that they would
That's what I
bring
mean.
in.
Yeah. That's I can imagine that, and like especially with the Andretti name.
Yeah.
Like they have a roster of guys who can drive fast, so I'm sure they can figure it out. But like I am pumped for Cadillac gear. Cadillac F1 gear is gonna slap.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's gonna be so
I love
good?
that Cadillac logo, man.
Oh, really?
It's hot.
Is that your thing?
Yeah, it's my thing for
Interesting.
sure.
Is it the little birds that you like most?
No, I just like the badge.
Okay.
Like I just like
the little birds in the badge.
really. I don't know if I looked that hard at it. I don't. I just think it's gangster as hell. Something about it, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Actually, I wanted to discuss something that kind of alludes to the new persona of a 2025 season.
What's that?
Are you reintroducing yourself?
Yes.
Oh, good God.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Carry on.
So, as we all know, the Oracle has died a very gruesome death last season.
How did he die
He
again?
shot himself
In the foot.
Yeah, in the foot. There you go.
And broke his, what do you call this? He broke his little
Wishbone.
orb of destiny,
Which
which
like
is
a fucking vein. He just like bled out.
Yeah.
or
it was
which we,
dirty.
which we found out. Remember, we talked about it last season. Which we found out the orb of destiny was actually an 8-ball. Remember?
Of what?
The 8-ball, the magic
yeah,
8. Come on.
I was like, I think I felt like an oracle a few times too. Shit, let's call a guy. Get an 8-ball here. Fuck.
Everybody's
Jesus.
an oracle.
Yeah, everybody, you get an oracle. You got to line up the oracles.
So for this year, I am bringing in the insider. So the insider, what he's going to do.
Straight heroin. Like, what do you?
Yeah, just getting deep inside her, boys.
No, we're going to be talking about a lot of
Who's we?
me.
Yeah,
and
okay.
And the insider?
And the insider.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
How deep insider are you, bud?
Very deep.
Okay. Okay.
Like this deep.
Okay.
For those who
Can we
for
speed
those who
this
are
up?
actually not watching the video, I pointed to my elbow.
He has
But anyway,
very small arms, but that's
Yeah.
not the point.
The elbow on his finger. Most call it a knuckle.
there you go. So, for the first insider, I don't know, topic, what are the chances
No, you're
that
Okay.
Max Verstappen goes to Aston Martin?
Question for the insider.
Go.
How did this work?
Yeah.
Like, is
I
this
thought
like
you were the knowledge base. That
Is
you were
it-
going to tell us a prediction.
No, there's no prediction.
So the insider just asks questions.
The insider asks questions.
So what's
and
his job
comes
then?
out with like the weirdest left field rumors. That
so?
you
You're
can
just a
find.
okay. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So as the insider, you are a
Like a hardcore speculator?
Yeah.
a podcaster that asks questions and then comes up with ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
just podcasting.
Isn't that like that's what we all do?
That's- yeah.
Yeah, but like, just give it to me. Okay, just relax and let me have that.
Okay.
We're going to have to edit the shit out of this podcast.
Well, not us.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
over. Yeah.
Okay, so the insider asked us a question: what happens, or what do you think the chances are of Max going to Aston? Do you want like a percentage, or how would the insider like to receive information?
I would probably say
I'm not asking you the question.
in a scale of 10. In a scale of 10.
10 being he's going,
Yeah.
6.
Why?
You know there's gonna be a test.
I can go if you need a second.
Go,
to think.
go.
I'm
This
gonna
could be a group effort. Group effort.
I'm gonna go with 5
Okay.
because I am neither sure if he's gonna go or not.
That's fair.
I picked 6 because I'm just a little more committal than him.
Now,
5 seemed like a cop
this
out.
guy, what do you think?
That he's gonna go to Aston Martin. I'm gonna say a 4.
Why a 4?
Equally non-committal, just a little more less committal.
Why a 4? If he wants to go with Adrian Newey, right? If he ends up going, where's Lance gonna go? Right? Daddy's not gonna fire his son. Alonso's gonna stay. So
I think Lance is going to get a shot with a Newey car, and if he doesn't perform with a Newey car, I think Lance is gone. Because I think Daddy spent too much money of other people's money. Because when he's offering billions to Max Verstappen, let's say Max comes over or wants to come over now that a Newey car is there and it's slapping. And Max is like, all right, now this is something we can talk about. And you got Lance and you got fucking Max and Alonso. Who do you think's the odd man out? You can't keep Daddy's boy there, no matter what. When you got a current champion and a past champion wanting to drive your car, a Newey car, and Lance had a shot and dummied it, Lance is not sticking around no matter how much Daddy's boy. The other people will step in.
you know what? I would hope you're right, and I would hope that would happen, but I just don't see Daddy Stroll firing his son.
It's a business at the end of the day.
True, very true. And like I said, I would hope that that's what would happen. But
I think while they have a fuck around car, and they had a good car at one point, not a great car, but a good car, and while they have a fuck around car, kid's got a seat.
I don't think he's gonna fire his kid. Like
No matter
publicly.
what?
No matter.
I'm with you.
Anyway, it's not gonna be a firing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like,
Invite you to
Daddy,
leave.
I want to go play pro tennis now.
Correct. I want to be a
And
surfer.
I want to be a surfer. I want to do whatever, and that's how it's going to be framed. Like he's not going to
Correct.
fire him and embarrass him. I think he's just going to go
Yeah,
quietly into some other fucking hobby that his dad pays for.
correct. And rightfully so.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Why not?
Hey, you know what were we saying last episode? Nothing wrong with being rich.
Hey, just go be rich. Yeah,
go be
man.
rich.
Go be
Have
rich,
fun.
dude. Yeah,
Exactly. But you know what? For me, I would say that there is a really, really strong chance. Why?
Out of 10?
Out of 10. Yeah.
Out of 10, I would say a solid 9.5.
wow.
Now we're
Dreaming
talking.
much?
Now this is the Oracle coming back.
Yeah.
Now
No,
you're
no, no,
making
no, 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 no.
predictions,
No,
bro.
no, 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 no.
9.5 is
No,
a
no.
prediction.
Okay, no. The reason why,
Okay.
and this is
enlighten
where
us.
the insider comes in.
Oh.
This is where the
Glad you
insider
showed
comes
us
in.
now.
Okay, here we go.
I think there's a
Okay.
personality crisis happening here.
Yes.
So, back when Max Verstappen initially started with Red Bull, they had the Renault engines.
Mm-hmm.
Hated those engines,
Sure.
right?
Renault even hated those engines.
Yeah, exactly. Switched over to Honda.
Yep.
Loved this engines.
Did well. Yep.
Did well.
Sure.
Newey was always there, but the crux of the old cars with the Renault engines was just the engine.
Sure.
So now, why I'm correlating that to Aston Martin. Aston Martin's going to get Honda,
Mm-hmm.
has Newey.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what engine Red Bull is going to have post 2025.
The whole powertrain could be whack
Exactly.
for both teams. Now they got 2 teams running off this new powertrain.
Which one?
RB.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Racing Bulls. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, if Max Verstappen, as we know that he wants to win,
Sure.
he loves Newey, he
Yeah.
loves the Honda engine,
And he loves money. Everyone loves money. It's a trick question.
and he could be at the second stage of his career wherein he wants to win a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
and then go into the sunset, which has been constant with all of his interviews.
Correct. Yeah, him doing something else is very possible.
Exactly.
I could not. I'm I'm at a 9 on the him not finishing his career at Red Bull.
Exactly.
I just don't know if it's an Aston Martin
I
2026.
feel that it's an Aston Martin because yes, get rich. 2, Nui.
Nui.
3,
Honda.
Honda.
All right. I don't like the guy, but he's got a point.
With the insider?
Yeah.
Insider rules.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't help.
Yeah,
Comment and question. I have a comment and a question.
Go.
Walker.
Comment, maybe instead of like a scale of 1 to 10, you should do like 1 to 4 because then there's like
You have to commit.
You have committal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your increments are.
Yeah.
I like
committal.
that. Thank you.
And there's no like halfway mark. You're
Yes.
either in it or you're out of
So
it.
1 to 4.
You're in or
1 to
you're
4.
in the way.
Second, or the question to that is, where does Ed start, or where does the insider end and Ed start?
Let's have the fans figure that out for the next episode.
Because they sounded very similar. Or is it like the little celebration at the end? Is that like the end scene?
It's like a fucking anime move, and that wasn't an Asian crack. It just looked like a fucking anime move.
Funny thing is, I'm actually a big anime fan, so perfect.
Who
Saw
would've
that
guessed?
coming.
Who would have guessed?
You're the oracle now.
Saw that coming.
There you go.
Shit.
Okay, so insider,
Stereotypes are so legit.
insider, work in progress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
we'll get
definitely
it.
a
Thank
work in
you for
progress.
introducing us. Gentlemen,
There's only one way.
this has been fun. As always, there's only one way to end an episode like this, and that's with our favorite game, Name That Sponsor.
Name that sponsor. That name again is name that sponsor.
So if you have been following along with the podcast and the game,
We're in
for the last
season
couple
3. If
years-
you
Yeah,
haven't,
season 3.
Yeah, come on. This isn't an
what are we
accident.
like over? How many episodes do we have
Over?
now?
Yeah, we're into the 70s. I think.
We're in the 70s. Like this is a legit podcast. This is a legit game show.
Yes.
And up until now, I have acted as the host of this show. Last year, Thomas, Ed, and Drew were playing, and Thomas got absolutely destroyed, absolutely annihilated in
By
Name
even
That
our
Sponsor.
one-off guests.
By even our one-off guest, and it just absolutely crushed him that he could not carry on anymore
did.
as a participant in the game. So I am handing over hosting duties for now.
More like I am stealing them for now.
Well,
No, I think you
no.
lose your way into hosting next season
I
Ah.
like
because
that.
then
Actually,
you
like
can't
that.
keep winning.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. And you can't keep losing. So,
That's it.
anyways, I would like to. It's
It's a handoff.
It's a handoff. It is, with great power comes great responsibility. So,
Don't fuck this up.
sir. Thank you very much, sir. Good luck.
That's it. Yeah.
Attack with integrity. All right. The name of the game is Name That Sponsor.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Serious business. Serious business.
Oh my God, this is serious stuff right here.
This got so weird.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
His palm was really, really
sweaty.
warm.
Yeah.
Kinda
yeah,
liked it.
for sure.
All
Greasy.
right.
You did, Daddy.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
What are the rules of the game?
I'm pretty sure we all know the rules, but we're gonna name 3 sponsors. You guys have to guess which team and what they are or what they do. Any questions?
No, that's it. We're good,
No,
man.
yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
First one is Ecolab. ECOLAB. Drew.
Ecolab. It is going to be on Alpine, and it is a company that makes chemicals that are put into shit so you can clean it. They're at like restaurants and stuff. They got the little drip things.
That's very specific.
Maybe.
All right, next. Walker.
Williams and regenerative farming.
Wow.
Good answer. Just
Good
logic
answer.
right out of there. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm hosting next season. I was going to say Williams, and then they are a environmental company that creates environmental friendly items for corporations.
All right, so
What team are they? You said Williams.
Williams, yeah,
Williams,
Williams.
okay.
so for teams, it's McLaren. So you're all
Oh, we're all
wrong
wrong.
in regards to that.
Par for the course.
Par for the course, yeah. Ecolab, a trusted partner for millions of customers. Ecolab is a global sustainability leader offering water, hygiene, and infection prevention solutions and services that protects people and resources vital to life.
I think that's a one for me.
I don't think so, buddy. I actually know Ecolab.
You actually know. Oh, okay.
They
Drew gets a point.
They actually when I used to work at a restaurant, you used to have to like clean the floors and like fill up the spray bottles that clean the tables, and then they come with these like high concentrates, and then you have to like press a button and water mixes with it, and it fills up like a Windex bottle. One fills up a whatever. And
okay.
like, yeah, they got different cleaners and stuff.
Perfect.
So cleaners. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
At least the part of Ecolab that we used.
Okay. Next one. Circle 8. So circle and then the number 8.
Okay. You're up.
Isn't that the 8-ball of destiny?
He's got 8 balls on the brain, eh? I know exactly what you're doing when this podcast stops, eh?
Circle 8. Haas. Software engineering.
Okay.
Circle 8 is a clothing sportswear manufacturer, and they're on Steak Sauber or whatever that team's called this year.
I'm going to go with Racing Bulls and Petroleum.
All right. So for teams, you're all wrong. It's Aston Martin.
Sure.
Circle 8. Circle 8 is a leading IT talent matching partner dedicated to driving organizational success through expert talent management.
Nope, none of us.
right.
No
Recruiting.
one got it.
Recruiting was the answer.
Yeah.
Recruiting with the answer,
Yeah.
okay?
All right, last one. I made these hard specifically for all of you because
Yeah.
that's how I
Yeah,
felt
he's-
last year. So I went full.
I have a question for
Yeah.
the new host. Where did you source your sponsors from?
Yeah, great question.
From their official website.
So you're looking at 2025 sponsors then?
Yes.
I just want to make sure this is above board.
No,
Okay.
2025 actually.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
making sure.
I wasn't sure if you were like looking at photos of old cars and like just pulling them off
No,
photos.
no.
Okay,
Actually-
you went to like Haas's website
Yeah.
and looked up their official
Yep.
sponsors. I like your
Yep.
style.
Oh,
and I
wow.
appreciate your preparation.
Yes,
sir.
I
Thank
love
you, sir.
that. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
appreciate your
Yes.
preparation. Matters.
I'm definitely hosting next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Last one is play and go. So play apostrophe N and go.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Sure.
sorry.
Okay. McLaren. Office supplies and furniture.
Okay.
They're on Steak Sauber, and Play and Go is a company that does. It's like a fucking Chuck E. Cheese Palladium kind of go thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Walker, they're cheating, I see, but okay.
No, I'm keeping score,
No,
buddy.
he's keeping.
You're not
Yeah,
doing-
yeah. I
okay,
see.
cool.
Yeah, I seen it up. Yeah,
You gotta do your job.
yeah.
Full job.
Yeah. I'm doing half your job. Yeah.
Alpine,
Okay.
and I've been waiting so long to say this. Logistics.
Oh, that was epic. I was like, what is he gonna say? And then you said it. I'm like, that's exactly what he was gonna say.
Oh my god.
All right. So you're all wrong.
Okay.
On the answers and the
Was it a
teams.
car cleaner?
No.
What is it?
What is it?
It's first of all, it's on Haas.
Don Haas. Okay.
Founded in 05.
Wait.
Play and
what,
Go.
What team did I say?
Play and Go. No, you're wrong. Don't worry.
Play and Go is the global leader in supply entertainment to casino industry and the creator of some of the world's most played online casino games, including Book of Dead, React Tunes,
Sure.
and Moon Princess.
App developer.
Gambling.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
gambling, yeah,
sure.
Okay, gambling.
You know what? Is that all Goosey's?
No, you
No,
got
I got
one.
one.
You
I
got
got
one.
one.
You
for
got
Ecolab.
Yeah, I knew my
It's
Ecolab.
close though. It was
That's
close.
That was close. Couldn't shut us out, baby. I got you.
Well, that was fun.
That was
was
great.
fun.
That was fun. I
great.
had never been on this end of it. Just recapping the scores, because Thomas, you played last week. Thomas and Ed, you both have 4 points. Drew, you have 4 points. Tied across the board.
just
I have
saying,
0
boys.
points.
Well, we know who's gunning for host next
You're
year.
not hosting next year, though, so.
We will see.
We will see.
We will
yeah.
see. Rules are rules,
Rules
my
are
friend.
rules. That's it.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, good times.
It's been a slice.
As always.
It's been a pleasure.
We will be back next week. This has been Formula One True North, the Canadian Formula One podcast. Don't forget to check us out. We haven't mentioned any socials or Discord or any of that stuff, but look us up. F1TN. We're everywhere. Talk to you soon. Ciao for now.
Peace.
Boom.